Hi, I'm Minik from Boxcar Marketing with your 1-minute marketing tip. And today's tip is about the traffic acquisition report in GA4, Google Analytics 4. So this report has a default date range of the last 28 days. But if you're looking for shorter campaign reporting, you might set the last custom days or a custom time range. And then you can also compare your dates. So we'll leave it for now as the last 28 days. In the top part, we have a time series that allows us to look at how traffic has trended by day, by week, by month, depending on our time frame. That may be of interest to change. The lines that are plotted here are based on the ones that are checked here. So if you want to see organic social instead of these top 5 traffic sources, you could uncheck the boxes and check the ones that are of interest. The default dimension for the tabular data is channel default. So that's grouping search together, email together, referral traffic, etc. But if you want to do campaign reporting, you could change that to session campaign. And that's going to show you the UTM parameters that you set in your campaign. So the campaign name, and you'll be able to look at how that traffic trended. So this is a great time to rechange the plot and see when did those spikes of traffic occur based on your campaign. You can also add an annotation. So if you ran a particular campaign or want to replicate something in the future or make a note about new pages or sections to your site, then you can click annotation. And when it's your account, you'd be able to log in and create that annotation. It would appear as a little box on the date that you select it. Another way to use this report is to have your default channel groupings and maybe change your secondary dimension to session campaign or session source or source medium. So this is if you are working with influencers or other partners and you want to see what kind of traffic they are sending to your site, then you're able to do things like say, okay, show me all my social media traffic and what are those sources of traffic. If you want to see a rolled up view of all your Facebook traffic, you can type that in order to see how that changes the data in your tabular data in the table. There is a horizontal scroll that's happening. So I always recommend when you are looking at traffic sources to look both at volume and quality of the traffic. So you will look volume of traffic, how many sessions did that source of traffic send? And then you might also look at the average time that they spend, or you may have a particular event in mind. So all interactions with your website are considered events. Here are all the things that are tracked on this Google Merchandise demo account. So you may want to look at how many times did this particular source of traffic select items. So they clicked on something to select that particular item. Key events are the most important events, things that you have toggled on as key events. Purchase is always on by default, but you might add particular events that are important to you as well so that you could compare, again, not just the volume of traffic, but the quality of traffic that came to your site. And then last in the row here, you have session key event rate. So we could think about that as a conversion rate, and it's a way to quickly compare those sources of traffic. When this is your own account, at the top, you have a pencil icon. This is just a demo account, so we don't have access to that. But the pencil icon would let you change the columns or metrics that are appearing in this table. So that is the traffic acquisition report and some of the key ways that you can change it. So you can change the date, you can change what is showing up as the primary dimension, you can change or add a secondary dimension, and you can edit to change what appears in the table, or you can select particular events or key events as different ways to review that data. You could also add comparisons. So maybe you want to look at US traffic versus Canadian traffic, or people who have gone to come from particular sources of traffic or have gone to certain landing pages. So that is all possible within this report, which makes it my absolute favorite for assessing how did people discover the site, what did they like to do, where did they go. And the demo account, of course, has things broken in it, but on your account, hopefully you would see, well, what are the key landing pages for each of those sources of traffic. I'm Anik from Boxcar Marketing, and that is a quick review of how to use the traffic acquisition report. Bye for now.